to set him free, Jack.
Strong move to the bucket. Brown, one and done for the Hornets. Ferguson on the run and ahead of the pass. Off the rim, tip up. Good by Ferguson. RB wins. Tonight from Voorhees, New Jersey, it's the Overbrook Rams visiting the Eastern Vikings. Hello again, everybody, and welcome to Eastern High School in Voorhees, New Jersey. I'm Jack Hibbert, joined by my partner, Mark Narducci. And Mark, this is a big ball game. You know, as teams get to this point in the season, it becomes very important to win, especially if you're around that 500 record, because that is the qualifying mark for teams trying to get into the postseason play. We've got one team tonight at 7-6, another at 5-6, so this makes this a big ball game.
There's no doubt about it, Jack, because both of them have 5 games remaining, so Eastern has to win 3 of those games. Overbrook has to go 2-3 in that time. Everyone wants to make the cutoff. It seems like both these teams are in Group 4. Group 4 appears pretty wide open, and you never know what could happen. I mean, Eastern showed that earlier this season when it was able to upset Shawnee. So, yes, both teams want to get in, and Eastern also wants to end a 3-game losing streak, Jack. Since that 52-50 win over Shawnee, the Vikings have lost 3 in a row.
Yeah, they've sort of gone in the tank after that big win, I guess you could say, Mark, and they're looking to right the ship, if you'd like to say, here against the Overbrook Rams. Now, Mark, tonight's success may be, for Eastern, dependent upon a couple of guys that are probably best known for their work on the football field.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. You have Adam Talaferro, the point guard, the guy that really controls play here, one of the top defensive players around. And then you have big Justin Barton, 6'6", 290. He has tremendous speed. He moves very well, and he's going to have to guard Overbrook's Jamar Smith. If not guard him, at least try to watch him down there if they go to his own defense. Jamar Smith is one of the best juniors in all South Jersey. He's averaging over 21 points a game, 11 rebounds a game. Jack, he put in 40 against Camden, and he's starting to really pick up his play.
Well, it's a big ball game, as we mentioned, for both of these teams. 7-6, the Overbrook Rams meeting the 5-6 Eastern Vikings. We'll be back with the opening tip-off right after these words.
January on the Golf Channel. 99 tournament action tees off with 5 worldwide events, including the LPGA Tour's Naples Memorial and the Nike South Florida Classic. Golf legend Nancy Lopez joins Golf Talk Live for intimate conversation. Join us for new premieres, including A Golfer's Travels with Peter Allis and the 1998 LPGA Qualifying School. Plus, Golf Central presents an in-depth and compelling story. Stay Pop, A Champion's Journey. January on the Golf Channel. We're talking golf.
What does 1999 hold for the South Jersey business community? Watch as the Rutgers University School of Business at Camden and Garden State Cable TV present the year's first Rutgers Camden South Jersey Business Outlook. New Jersey Assembly Speaker Jack Collins offers his perspective on likely state government activity for 1999. Plus, a panel of area executives evaluate the economic health of South Jersey business sectors with a forecast for the new year. Watch South Jersey Business Outlook on Garden State Cable's GSC2, February 1st at 7:30.
Welcome back to Eastern High School. I'm Jack Hibbert along with Mark Narducci. The Vikings and the Rams have completed their warm-ups tonight, and we're ready for the starting introductions. For those starting introductions, we go now to public address announcer Fred Rolando.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Eastern Regional High School, the home of the Vikings. Tonight's encounter pits the Rams of Overbrook against the Vikings of Eastern. Tonight's starters for the Rams, number 11, Sean Collins. Number 5, Jamar Smith. Number 25, Foster. Number 24, Hassan Green. And number 15, Teddy, the Wolverine. The Rams are coached by Coach Bart. One, two. Game time! And now for the Vikings. Number 44, Adam Talafero. Number 32, Evan Cardamone. Number 42, Justin Martin. Number 22, Darryl Scott. And number 21, Dominic Mejia. Dave Allen. Would everybody please rise? We're playing for national anthem.
So there you have your starting lineups tonight for Overbrook, Smith, Woolridge, Collins, Green, and Foster. For Eastern, it'll be Barton, Mayhay, Cardamone, Talafero, and Scott. And Mark, we might mention that Eastern, in an effort to maybe get out of this three-game slide, has shaken up the starting lineup a little bit tonight.
Well, there's no doubt about it. Dominic Mejia, who has not played any varsity this year, but a very highly talented freshman, will go in as one of the guards. And Darryl Scott, we saw him on the football field, another one of those football players who has seen considerable minutes this year. He'll go in. And what it's done is it's made practices a little more intense, because now the guys that were in the starting lineup, Jack, well, want to win some minutes back. So if there was any complacency at Eastern, this really shaked things up. First-year coach Dave Allen, not wanting to take any chances. They're playing each game as if it's a playoff game. They know they can't lose many more if they want to qualify in Group 4.
And Mark, speaking of lineups, Overbrook without the services tonight of another one of those great football players, Byron Scott.
Yeah, Byron Brown was...
I'm sorry, Byron Brown.
Byron Brown was ejected from a game 2 games ago, and under NJSIAA rules has to sit out too. And that's kind of a shame, because it would have been a great athletic matchup between Byron Brown and Talafero.
Overbrook off the tip. The shot is no good. The follow no good. Ball tipped around and put back up and in by Smith. So already Smith a real presence as he out-leaped a bigger body Barton, but on the other end of the court, it's the big guy with 2.
Look at Justin Barton. That's a 290-pound guy running the court that way, Jack. That's what I told you about how agile he is. He's got tremendous feet, and I think he's going to be a big-time football recruit, as we've said over and over.
Barton, a load on the football field, but a scary presence in the middle here on the basketball court.
And Overbrook man-to-man. I would look for Barton. I think Eastern goes too long of stretches. They tried that time and got the turnover. But I think they've gone too long of stretches of not trying to get it into the big guy. There he is. Jack, you'll also remember when Garden State did its preseason basketball show, Barton called in to find out how we like the Eastern big men.
Talifero off the steal. And a 4-2 lead for the Vikings. Talifero has quite a history as he hassles the Rams in the backfield. Has quite a history of performance on Garden State, at least on the football field. We'll see how he manages here tonight.
Wow, he's just a tremendous athlete. He can pick your pocket. Great catch that time by Justin Barton. So we've seen him, first of all, running the court. Now we see the tremendous hands that time in bringing that ball down and then getting the foul.
And the power move to the bucket had to put some fear in Ted Woolridge at just 6'1", but several, and I mean several pounds lighter than Barton. Woolridge called for the first foul of the night.
Barton's averaging 10 a game. I think he has the potential to be a 15-point per game scorer, if not better. By the way, Jack, Eastern is not shooting foul shots well this year, just 53.8% as a team, and that might explain that 5-6 record.
1 of 2 at the line for Barton at a 5-2 lead for the Vikings. This is Collins, hassled again to the backcourt by Talifero, but the Rams break the timeline.
Well, Talifero and Mejia give them very good quickness in the backcourt. They can do a lot with pressure.
Collins drives in. Barton challenged the shot.
What Barton did was he avoided banging him. You saw how he held up his body that time. Great body control. Mejia, one of 2 highly touted freshmen on this team.
And how about that? He hits his first shot, and it's a 3. Six-point lead, in trouble for Overbrook as the ball tipped away. Regained, however, by Foster. Shot denied on Woolridge. Mejia ahead of the pack, missed the easy layup. Talifero's foul doesn't go, but a third opportunity down and good by Darryl Scott.
Overbrook needs a timeout right now.
10-2 to start the ball game for the Vikings.
They're putting Jamar Smith on the high post. They really need to get him the ball lower. He's not known as a great outside shooter.
There is Smith, and he has all 4 points so far for the Rams, who cut the lead down to 6.
That little short 10 to 8 foot jumper is about where Smith can really operate. Eastern has picked up the pace with its defense, though. It's made Overbrook rush. Here's Evan Cardamone. He has not gotten off the schneid this year shooting, and if he does, as again Barton does a nice job of avoiding the charge there.
Fouls on number 11, Sean Collins. That's his first. 2 team fouls here on the Rams.
Yeah, Evan Cardamone, as I said, I think he's one of the best deep-range shooters in South Jersey, but yet coming in tonight, shooting just 32.8% from the field. So if he can pick it up from the outside, that just opens things up for this Eastern team.
Here's another look at the drive by Barton.
But look at how he avoids charging people. He has great body control.
Three in a row now, and 5 points for Barton, a 12-4 lead for the Vikings.
The key is this Eastern trap. It's really caused Overbrook, not allowed Overbrook to really get into its offense, to rush everything. You can't pick up your dribble out there against these guys.
Collins did, but he was able to somehow force the ball over to Foster. weak side, they work it around, and Woolridge can't hang on to it. That's a turnover.
You know what's interesting? They're not trying to get it to Jamar Smith in the blocks. He's trying to work off the high post. I think he's showing a lot of respect for Justin Barton as a low post defender.
Alifaro takes his time. His team up by 8 here in the early going. 4:25 to go in the first. Another three for the freshman. And a timeout called by Overbrook. 4:15 to play here in the first. 15-4 the score. And we may have more than just a timeout here. It looks like perhaps a technical foul has been called. We'll have to wait for the details on that. Our officials tonight, Terry Frederick and Tom Bellamy.
Jack, we talked about Mejia. He's one of 2 highly touted freshmen on this Eastern team. Lance Evans, a 6'2 freshman, is a guy that hasn't played a lot of varsity, but I think Coach Dave Allen said his playing time is going to increase as well, getting these young guys in there. Mejia's a guy that, and Evans as well, they went down to the junior Nike camp in Atlanta this summer, and from all indications, both of them played very, very well. Certainly doesn't look intimidated making his first varsity start, does he?
Nope, he's been very relaxed on both of those shots so far tonight.
And you know what's interesting? He's actually a natural point guard, but with the presence of Talifero, you know, they're moving him over the 2 just to get him in there, get his basketball savvy in there.
And Mark, we did have a technical foul. I think it was called on Brian Foster. Cardamone on the line for the Vikings. And the Vikings will get the ball after the technical shots. So this could turn out to be a little 4 or 5 point run as Cardamone makes good on both.
Well, for a team that had been going through a slide, if from an Eastern perspective, couldn't have gotten off to a better start here.
17-4 the lead for the Vikings. Cardamone off the pick. Can't hit the shot. Barton tips it around and out of play, so Overbrook will get the ball.
Again, Overbrook has to spread out, do better spacing. That's a nice job that time by Collins. He got the ball away right away. Jamar Smith is just standing there, though. He's got to move around a little bit and give him more of an active target. This is a great trap by Houston.
And a pushing foul called on Hey.
I believe that was Cardamone on that in the corner that time, Jack.
Talifero. He's got 4 in this first quarter and a 15-point lead for Eastern. Disastrous start for the Rams. Talifero with a foul in the backcourt. Woolridge will inbound in front of our table. They do so into the backcourt, and Collins gets it ahead.
You can't make those long passes. Talifero will pick your pocket every time.
One step to his right, then an air ball for Woolridge.
You know what's interesting? On almost every possession, Barton has touched the ball, whether it's on the high post or down in the blocks.
Talifero down low, can't get it. Barton, the offensive board, is followed good. Well, we said he'd have to be a presence here in this ball game, and so far in the first quarter, he has been. 7 points for Barton here in the opening stanza. And Overbrook in trouble again. They use a timeout.
Jack, we talked about Mejia hitting the 2 threes, but what about the job defensively, pressuring the ball? He did it that time. He tied it up, and he's been really having a lot of success driving him into that corner and then creating havoc defensively.
Ugly start for these guys. Overbrook down now 21-4 to start the ball game. But as tough as a first quarters it's been for the Rams, a very impressive start for these Vikings.
Well, first of all, the Eastern team has too much quickness, especially in the backcourt, to make lazy passes, and Overbrook's made a few of them. 4 turnovers already here in quarter number 1. See, the other thing that Darryl Scott in the starting lineup, he brings you another guy who defensively can cover a lot of the court.
Well, they just beat the 5-second call as Tom Bellamy had put the ball on the court. Overbrook late coming out of the timeout. Tough shot is missed. Follow also no good. That was Hassan Green with the shot and the attempted follow. Lob into Barton. He's got 3 players on him, and he took a step.
I'll tell you what, though, if Jamar Smith continues to play Justin Barton that way, as Dave Allen looks on, if he continues to play him and letting him catch the ball that close to the basket, Barton's going to do a lot of damage. You've got to front Justin Barton, make them try to lob it over you.
Ryan Foster back into the game for Overbrook. Claude Lewison to the bench. Bad pass as they tried to get it to Woolridge and hit him in the ankles. Vikings reset the offense. 1:50 to go here in the first. Up by 17.
Great motion on the offense here. Not a lot of standing around by Eastern.
Inside to Barton, and I think he got away with a step, but nonetheless, he showed you some agility there with a little two-handed slam.
And that's a great pass, too, by Scott. Threw it where only the offensive player would get it. Overbrook keeps trying to dribble through Eastern. There's Scott again making another defensive play.
And it was the freshman with the pick of that ball. 23-4 lead for the Vikings. 23-4.
Jack Jamison Young now into the game. He's guarding Scott right there. He's up on the ball. He's a football star, all South Jersey linebacker, and the best defensive player on this Overbrook team.
Outside shot is good for a 3. Cardamone in the scorebook. And it's almost like Eastern can't miss here in the first. Smith trying to get around Talaferro. He goes to the floor and will be called for a walk. I don't know if that was so much. I know Smith thought maybe he had a foul, but I don't know if that was so much the case as to just good defensive position. He got tied up.
There's no way Smith is going to be able to put the ball on the floor that far away from the basket. These guards are going to come hawk it and steal it.
Cardamone just hit the 3 a moment ago.
Boy, Justin Barton really working for position down there low on Smith, isn't he? And Darryl Scott, such an unselfish player, looks for that.
And they got Smith down low, I believe, holding. No, they're gonna say the foul is on Justin Barton. So Barton fighting for position, called for the foul down low.
32 seconds left. I'd get him out of the game. Barton's had an active first quarter. Foul trouble has been a problem for him. They're going to stay with him here.
Ball stripped away and a foul call. That'll be on Mejia. Team's 4th. There's a look at our crowd. You may notice as you're looking at the ball game from our perspective, it looks like nobody's here, but that's because the far side of the stands are folded up, but plenty of fans here on our side. Air ball, but contact underneath. Like the contact was on the shot, so Ryan Foster will go to the line with 18.8 seconds left here in the first.
Other than Smith, Foster, the only other player in the lineup tonight, averaging double figures, 11.3 a game. The other thing is, Jack, Overbrook's coming off, as Bob Barth can't be happy, a 111-70 loss to Camden. You wonder how a game like that, even though it's against Camden, can demoralize a team.
1 of 2 for Foster. And that isn't a misprint. That's the lead by Eastern here in the closing seconds of this first quarter. Taliaferro breaks down the defender right by him, couldn't get the layup. Now Overbrook a shot with just a couple of seconds. Smith for 3 off the front of the rim. He got a good look from a long way away, but unfortunately that guy hasn't been able to do enough. Just 2 field goals from him and 1 free throw, and after 1 quarter of play, it's the Eastern Vikings 26, the Overbrook Rams 5.
AMC Behind the Screen.
He said, "You're going to win the Oscar."
I really was scared that I would not be able to play it well enough.
It was just insane.
It's Hollywood like you've never seen.
Oh, yes, the mole was completely painted on.
Barbara Streisand, great talent, very difficult to work with.
Maybe as a teenager, I wasn't that delighted with reality.
The stars, the stories, the straight talk. AMC Behind the Screen. Sundays at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, only on AMC.
Big lead by the Vikings as we go to the second quarter. Very impressive start by Eastern tonight. I'm Jack Tibbett along with Mark Narducci.
Jack, Eastern was 9 for 14 from the field, 3 for 3 from three-point range. And Overbrook, of course, 7 turnovers.
9 points in the first quarter from the big guy, Justin Barton. He leads all scorers. Good balance, though, for the Vikings. 6 for Mejia, 5 for Cardamon.
Yeah, we said Smith is not known as an outside shooter. Had pretty nice form in that three-point attempt.
And that was just a little shy. Cardamon guarded by Foster. They find the open man in Mejia, and he finally missed a 3. Hit his first 2, missed that one. Ahead of the pack, Foster blocked on a great defensive play by Taliaferro, but as he came down, he made contact. Boy, he showed you some springs, didn't he, at only 5'9"?
Yo, Jack, he dunks the ball in practice, and that's a good call there that time. He got him with the body. He's not happy about it, but that was a good call. He's dunking it in practice, says he's not yet ready to pull the trigger in a game, but he's got tremendous leaping ability. They said in the Delsey tournament, he came up with a block that they're still talking about at Eastern, where it's the same type of play where he just skied.
Foster now just 1 of 3 from the line. By the way, Taliaferro will be yanked here with 2 fouls. And Ryan Lister, who had been a starter here for most of the season, was benched in favor of Mejia tonight, is into the game for Taliaferro. .20-point lead for Eastern as Foster comes up with 1 at the line. Mejia double teamed on the trap, and Overbrook trying to gamble defensively. Eastern has numbers. Barton ahead of the pack. Missed an easy layup, gets his own. Can't get the offensive putback, but will go to the line.
You notice when Taliaferro went out of the game, all of a sudden Overbrook got a little more daring defensively, trying to trap. I think they had a lot of respect for him, realized that they'd have trouble stealing the ball from him. As soon as he went out, they picked it up defensively.
Barton hitting on 61% from the line this year. 3 of 4 tonight, make it 4 of 5.
Barton had that game-winning shot against Shawnee. As we said, that was Eastern's by far best game of the year.
Only 2-point lead, the largest of the night for Eastern so far. Good weak side look, nice putback. And that brings the Overbrook fans to their feet as Smith slams it back through.
That's why Jamar Smith is ranked so highly. Now see how he's fronting Barton right now? He's doing a better job defensively.
Lister in the corner. Barton's follow, no good. He'll go to the line, and the foul's going to be on Jamar Smith. Just the first on Smith. Team's fourth. Barton back at the line where he's hit 5 in a row.
If Jamar Smith, who's known as one of the better low post players in South Jersey, is having trouble with Barton, what does that tell you? I mean, as we said before, I think a lot of the offense should run through him. He's smart enough to pass it back if he's not open as well.
Now here comes some more pressure for the Vikings. That gave the Rams fits in the first quarter. Collins double team, picked up his dribble, now looking for an open man. Smith has it.
They got to get it to the middle of the court.
Skip pass down low to Woolridge. He has trouble with it. The ball taken away. Lister was ahead of everybody, but Foster got back there. Here's Mejia with a quick three. That doesn't go. Rebound by Hassan Green. Collins running the ball up. Kicks it back outside to Foster. He's got the shot, and there's a foul underneath. Looks like Darryl Scott called for shoving under the basket. Or was he? No. Now they're going to give the ball to Eastern, so obviously the foul went against the Rams, and it was called on number 15, Ted Woolridge. Bucket, however, was good. It's 29-10. Cardamone double team by the Rams. He dribbles through it. Skip pass to Barton.
Jack, that was a great catch again. That was a low pass. It's the only way Cardamone could get it in there, but it was a low pass, not an easy one to handle.
Smith, after the ball was tipped away from Lewison. Cardamone. Guarded by Foster. He lost the defender on a nice pick. And then an air ball as the ball was tipped.
Nice job by Jamar Smith that time, coming off the pick and really altering that shot.
Collins gets the ball to Lewison. And they throw it in the backcourt. That was tipped, I thought. No, they're going to say no. So the ball and over and back. Backcourt violation. That'll give the ball to the Vikings. They lead it 31-12. Check again, and inbounding the ball for Eastern now is Lance Evans, the freshman. So how about that? 2 freshmen on the court now for the Vikings. What's that tell you about the potential future here at Eastern?
There's no question about it. As we said, they were highly touted grade school players. And Evans right away, not intimidated. He went strong to the basket, did create the turnover, but he was looking to go to the hoop. See, Jamar Smith, as long as he's out there, is going to have a hard time even catching the ball. He's got to get it inside.
Smith may have walked and gotten away from it. He did not make the shot.
See, because when he catches it out there, if he tries to put it on the floor, the guards will come off and try to steal the ball.
Evans back to Mejia.
Oh, Mejia. Great stutter dribble that time by Mejia. Better watch it. He almost got called for 5 seconds, though.
And a timeout called by Eastern. 4:03 to play here till halftime. A 20-second timeout being used by the Vikings. They lead it 31-12.
I like what Dave Allen did because he thought his team was getting a little bit out of sync. Still up by 19 points, but didn't want them to get complacent here. It's a good 20. I think Dave's going to do a nice job here. Remember, Jack, this is a program that won 6 games in each of the last 2 years, and they're disappointed right now with 5 wins. So they've raised the expectations. They had a great summer. They went to the semifinals of the Cherry Hill Recreation League.
Well, they've certainly been off to a terrific start here tonight after 3 losses in a row. But still a lot of basketball to go. Midway through the second quarter, 31-12. The Vikings with the lead. Lister guarded by Collins. Now they work it around weak side. Bucket won't go for Mejia. Tipped around by Scott. And Lister ends up with it.
Darryl Scott has gotten his hands on more loose balls.
Lister nicely to his right. First points tonight for Ryan off the bench. Again, Eastern still coming with a lot of defensive pressure. Foster tried to convince Terry Frederick that the ball had been tipped by Mejia, but he didn't buy that, and Eastern takes it back with a 21-point lead.
Overbrook has remained in this man-to-man, and you wonder maybe the Rams might not try going zone just to change things up a little bit.
We got Terry Frederick and Tom Bellamy debating with each other, and it looks like they're going to give it to the Rams. The Rams haven't broken the timeline yet, and they have not shown an ability to deal with the pressure from the Vikings so far tonight. Moved the ball nicely this time. It ends up in Lewison's hands. He misses the layup. Got a little bit of a tough angle. Mejia lost the defender. Gives to Barton on the drive. He can't hit the shot. He'll go up again. Get the bucket, and he'll be going to the line. 16 points for Barton here in the first half, and a chance to get some more.
Jack, look at him here, how strong he is. I mean, he had 2 people there. And again, we're talking about he's going up against Jamar Smith, who's one of the stronger players inside, and he's just pushing him aside as if he's one of those cornerbacks that he has to block in football.
Junior completes the 3-point play, and Eastern now with their biggest lead of the night, 36-12. Another turnover on the Rams. Talafero got it caught on his hip and drew the contact. Good thing for Talafero that Foster fouled him because he had lost the handle on the ball. There's a look at it. He actually lost control of that before the contact. Keenan Allen and 45 Ryan Malman in the ball game for Eastern.
And both of those guys are former starters, and you know they want to get their minutes back, so this is going to create a hungrier Eastern team.
Talafero with one of the 2 shots. Collins drives in, draws contact, and a blocking foul is called. Allen, who just checked in moments ago, called for the foul. There's a look at Bob Barth. Been a tough first half for his club. Only 12 points, and we've got 2 minutes to go here till halftime. Collins to the line, his first trip there tonight. Substitution for Overbrook. Ted Woolridge back into the ball game. Collins will go to the bench. Eastern inbounds. They're up 37-13.
You say Barton has 17. His highest this year was 14 in that game against Shawnee. And he's finally gotten a well-deserved rest here.
Mejia missed a three. One and done for the Vikings. Well, if Overbrook's going to make a little move, it'd be nice for them to be able to work that ball, wouldn't you think, down a little bit lower without the presence of Barton in there. Turnaround, tough shot missed by Green. Boards crashed by the Rams, but it ends up into the hands of Cardamone. Ahead of the pack of the weak side, it's Mejia. Mejia in his first start with 8 points here so far tonight. Smith through traffic, trips, and a foul call.
Yeah, that's a good call. Malman got him there as he was going in. Jamar's so frustrated, he's trying to take it all the way himself. There he goes. There you see, actually Malman got him with his knee that time. In fact, Jamar Smith played on a team called the New Jersey All-Stars, an AAU team over the summer, coached by Frank Berg. And the point guard on that team was a young man named Jason Williams, who's going to Duke, who plays for St. Joe's Metuchen. And St. Joe's is going to give everybody all can handle in South Jersey Parochial A this year.
Vikings run the ball, but now Lister will kick it back out to Talifaro, and they'll set the offense. Under a minute to play. Eastern with a big lead, of course, has the luxury of being able to take their time here, and they may even think about holding the last shot. Cardamone slicing through. Not when you can get ones open like that, though. How about Smith out here almost running the point? Now he goes down low.
He has yet to catch the ball in the low post.
That's going to be an offensive foul. Clearly positioned that time was Allen. And with the team over the limit, we'll walk the floor and have some free throws. Or no, that's right, not on the offensive. That, by the way, was the third foul on Brian Foster. Cardamone doesn't get the three. Ball tipped, last touched by. And we got another debate going on between the officials, and they're going to give it to Eastern. Under a second to go. That'll count if it goes, and they waved it off. Touched under there before it reached the basket. Big half by the Eastern Vikings tonight, and a disastrous start for Overbrook. We're at the break. The score, Eastern 41, Overbrook 13. We'll be back with a special interview, some halftime statistics right after this.
So I'm just flipping around the television, all of a sudden I come across this Animal Planet channel. You don't plan on watching it, you're just flipping around, and boom! You're watching this crazy little Australian guy named Steve Irwin. I've been wrestling crocs since I was knee-high to a dingo. 24 hours a day, this man is in a bush, staring at a crocodile's head coming out of the water. I'm gonna dive into this lake, filled with crocodiles, just to see what happens.
Catch the real crocodile hunter, Sundays at 9, only on Animal Planet.
Want to get more out of your TV? Well, stand back, because HBO is bringing you a package of channels that will transform your TV forever. Subscribe to HBO, and you'll also get HBO Plus, HBO Signature, and HBO Family. And here's the big news. The extra channels are available at no extra cost. It's called HBO The Works.
Welcome back to Eastern High School. Jack Hibbert along with Mark Narducci. You see the Vikings with a big 28-point lead at halftime. One of the guys that's been a big part of that effort so far tonight has been Adam Talafaro. And Talafaro sat down with Mark Narducci prior to tonight's ball game.
Hey, Adam, before we get to talk about basketball, I can't sit down with you without talking a little bit about football. It seems to be, even though the football season's over, this is kind of a busy time for you. How much mail are you getting right now from Division I schools?
Well, right now I'm getting a lot, but I don't know, it's hard because I'm trying to stay focused on basketball, but I can't help but just get excited when I see all the letters. But there's a lot of junior days coming up that I'm not going to be able to go to because we have a lot of Saturday games, but it's exciting.
You broke your collarbone. You missed 2/3 of the season as a sophomore, and you came back and had 27 touchdowns as a junior. Did it surprise you how well you came back from that kind of an injury?
Yeah, at first because in our first couple scrimmages, I didn't really do much. I thought it was just going to be another season. But our team pulled together very well, and we got it done. It helped me out a lot, especially the offensive line.
Let me ask you, I talked to Coach Dave Allen, the basketball coach, about you, and he says, you know, if he never played football, I think he could be a Division I basketball point guard. Have you ever thought of playing college basketball?
I really haven't given it a thought because everybody says my ticket is football right now, so I haven't really thought about it. But once I make that decision, I don't know, might think about it.
Yeah, you know, we talk about your football, your basketball, and you're also maintaining a 3.5 grade point average. Do you ever get to sleep or anything? I mean, how do you get to do all this?
Yeah, well, usually we have practice till around 7, so that leaves me with a lot of time to study at night. And I have a couple study halls during the day, so I have enough time to study and just get everything done. Make sure all the homework's done. Make sure all the teachers are satisfied.
You're the point guard. It seems to be a position that kind of suits you. You look like a leader on the court. You really like to distribute. But one of the things your coach told you before the season, he kind of made you shoot a little bit more. You still getting accustomed to that?
I'm still trying to get, because people say I don't shoot enough, but I try to get my shots in. But I don't know. I'm still getting used to it because we have a lot of shooters on our team, like Evan Cardamone, Jared Brookins, Dominic Mejia, Evan. So they help us out a lot. I don't need to do that much shooting if we have them, because they do all the shooting we need.
Let me ask you, I guess the highlight of the season has to be the Shawnee win. I mean, you hit a big shot near the end of the game to kind of get things going. Then Justin Barton got the game-winning shot. What was that like, you know, beating a team like that, especially after coming off a 6-win season last year?
It was just exciting because since I've been here, we've been pretty much losing a lot. That's the first time I ever felt like we could actually do something this year and have a great season. And I think if we get this one tonight, we should hopefully make the playoffs and see how far we can go.
You know, talk about that, because almost every game has to feel like a playoff game. 5 games left to the cutoff date. You guys won under 500. I guess you must feel that every game is that kind of playoff tension.
That's what Coach Allen tells us. We got to play every game like it's our last game. If we come out and just think we can win because we're Eastern, it's not going to happen. That's what a couple of games we've been doing, and it hasn't been happening. So we just got to come out today and play our hearts out.
Adam, you're getting mail from all around the country for football. Have you set any kind of timetable or anything that how you want to deal with this kind of recruiting? You're going to wait till obviously till the basketball season's over?
Well, my dad and my football coach have been talking. We have a meeting set up in the springtime, and we're just going to talk about which colleges I want to go to, what positions I want to play, what I think is best for me and the whole situation. So we're probably going to do it around the springtime.
Has it hit you yet that like all these people want you and want to give you a free education and do all that for playing a game that you love?
Not really. I'm just trying to enjoy this year, hopefully have a good season next year, just see where we could go from there. Just try to do my best.
You know, one last thing. I know, as we say, football's your ticket, but talk to us a little bit. You play a lot of basketball in the off season. Talk about how much you train and get ready for basketball.
Well, the last 2 seasons I've been playing AAU basketball with a couple guys from schools around here. Like I play with Mark Rourke from Highland, Andrew Frazier, G. Mergenthal, and Chris Elsterton from Washington Township, Dave DeFrancesco. So we're going to try to get that back together this spring and see what we can do. But the last couple springs we did real well. We went to a couple tournaments in Massachusetts, Boston. We fared pretty well against the other teams.
So in closing, you're not just a football player playing basketball in your spare time, are you?
Yeah, try not to be. Just try to get out there and do the best I can. Just try to make all the shots and hopefully lead our team to victory.
Well, Talaferro with 5 points at the break. The big story for Eastern has been Justin Barton with 17. But look at the shooting from the Vikings tonight, Mark. 50% from the floor, 77% from the line. That's going to win you some ball games.
Yeah, and look at the turnovers, too. Eastern's really taking care of the ball. Overbrook with 12 very costly turnovers.
And just 28% shooting from the floor. Rams will try to turn it around. We're starting action here in the third quarter. Eastern leading at 41-13. Smith, who had 8 points at the break, 8 of the 13, misses his first shot, and an easy conversion on the other end for Dominic Mejia, who now is in double figures in his first start at varsity action. He's got 10. A 30-point lead, the largest of the night for the Rams. That's nearly a backcourt as Collins saves it. Kick out on the weak side. Bucket good by Ted Woolridge. That's his first points of the night.
Jack, it shows you how much Overbrook misses Byron Brown because he's such an athletic player. He would be able to handle the pressure a little bit more.
Steps called on Cardamone as he took a walk before putting the ball on the floor. Overbrook fans there, not a whole lot to cheer about so far tonight. Smith is open, and he thought about jamming it and just laid it up and in. Timeout called by Dave Allen.
I like that. He didn't like how things went. He thought that Smith got too easy a path to the basket, called a 20, and told his guys, I don't care how much we're up by. He's really trying to instill a defensive attitude in this team. You could just see the tremendous athletic ability of Charles Smith on a play like that.
Yeah, I think had he not lost the handle on it a little bit, Mark, that was going to be a jam. I mean, he took one good, strong step to the bucket and kind of lost the grip on the ball just a little bit. A business transaction here at the ball game.
I thought it was your agent.
No. Talaferro was of course, Mark's halftime guest, taking his time with the offense. Eastern now playing with the two big guys in there at once, Malman and Barton. There's Malman with the basketball. Talaferro down the lane, a kick out to Cardamone, lost the handle. Barton a little bit further away from the basketball, or from the goal than he wanted to be, but then he muscled his way in, lost control. Ball tipped around, Collins ends up with it. Smith ahead of the pack. Shots too hard, easy rebound for Malman. Barton gets Smith in the air and then waits and lays it in.
Jack, when you're getting a guy like that, we keep saying 290-pounder, he's running the floor and beating people down. That's pretty hard to defend against. And Barton is just out-hustling Overbrook. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, most guys 290 pounds, Mark, would have just been down there waiting. Foster's shot won't fall. Talaferro on the run. He gets contact and will draw the foul. And that'll be Foster's fourth foul. With 5:28 to go here in the third. So he becomes the first player in foul trouble tonight. Cardamone to inbound for the Vikings. Mejia missed from outside. Foster.
Nice dish off by Smith. You know, there could be a tendency to try to take over all by yourself, but he saw the open man, got him the open shot.
Cardamone guarded by Foster. Whistle underneath, and they're going to call a foul on Malman. So Overbrook gets it back on the foul. Ballman's second. Smith with a dish to Woolridge, who had it blocked, but he also gets a foul.
That was the first time that we got to see Smith making something happen off the high post. Looked like Barton tiring a little bit, didn't get the position on him. Smith was able to get it, and that's a nice pass in there, and the foul on Talifero. Even his fouls are impressive.
That's the third on Adam. Woolridge to the line. Vikings, as you see, up by 25. 4:35 to go here in the third.
Yeah, you don't see Eastern playing with quite the same intensity, but it's easy to see when you're up by 25.
Mahia saw an opening and uses the backboard as a defender. A reverse layup. Nice move by Mahia, who now has 12.
I think Mahia's earned himself a few more starts here tonight.
Collins lost the defender, came up short on the shot. Barton the rebound. Forced ahead to Mahia, who gives to Talifero. Foster dribbled it off his foot. And now a foul in the backcourt as Mahia fell on Foster.
Well, Jack, if Eastern wins this game, as it looks like it's going to happen, then the Vikings have Cherokee, Haddonfield West, and Lenape. They have to go 2-2 in that time in order to qualify for the tournament. The thing is about Eastern's just one game behind. There's you see Mahia on the bench. Eastern's only one game behind Shawnee in the Olympic American race.
Weak side layup, good by Woolridge. Eastern forces the ball ahead, though, and on the fast break, Lister converts. Collins guarded by Talifero. They bounce pass into Smith. Barton swats that away, but that was after the contact, and looks like they're going to say an offensive traveling call.
Nice job by Molman. Weak side defense. He filled in the spot that time, forced Smith to make the steps.
Talifero controlling the point for Eastern. This is Cardamone. Long cross-court pass to Lister is open, came up short on his shot, and Smith has the rebound. Smith running with it. Coast to coast, and then the dish to Lewison, who gets hacked.
It's interesting how Smith is handling the ball, because at the next level, you'd think he's going to be a 3, maybe a 4-man. There's a hack there by Lister, no question about it. But a good job by Smith doing some creating.
They actually gave that foul, I think, to Cardamone. Lewison will get another. (51-24). Cardamone, a long 3. That's off the mark. Tipped around and ends up into Lister's hands. He turns around, fires, doesn't get it, and Smith with an easy board.
10 rebounds now for Jamar Smith.
Foster picked up the dribble. He's in trouble. Gets rid of it to Collins. Barton tipped it away. Lewison gets it back. His shot goes in and out. Smith can't grab the rebound. Great effort on the far side by Collins, who dove to tip that ball away from Talifero's. That shows you a little something there, Mark. I mean, his team being blown out and Collins still giving it up.
Nice job by Collins. You're absolutely right.
Bob Barth hasn't seen a lot to be happy about tonight, but he has to like that effort. Malman double team front and back, muscles his way in and gets the layup. First points tonight for Malman. Collins. Here's the words of Bob Barth. Timeout. 1:59 to go here in the third. 53-24 Eastern.
Eastern's been very successful. Looks like going a lot with a zone with a box and one on Jamar Smith, who sees junk defenses just about every game. And the job Justin Barton has done, not only offensively, but defensively. Because as Camden found out, even though Camden won easily against Overbrook, Smith's capable of putting 40 on the board any time. Had kind of a quiet 10 right now.
Yeah, he really has not been much of a factor. Of course, the Rams have not given Eastern much of a fight here tonight.
Yeah, Overbrook's going to have to go 2-2 in its next 4 to get in the tournament. It's not a lockjack. Cherry Hill West they have next, playing very, very well. Trey Gardner has really been lighting it up. Williamstown, Shawnee, and Highland. That's not an easy 4-game schedule. Williamstown's been very hot, has taken command in the Trico Royal.
Shot won't go for Green, and Eastern on the run. 3-on-2 for the Vikings. Cardamone. Everybody getting in the act for Eastern here in this third quarter. Foster. An easy board by Malman. 1:15 to go here in the third.
It's almost time for Eastern to call off the press. In fact, it is time.
Yes, it is. Cardamone missed another 3. He's missed a couple from long range now. They had Smith ahead of the pack. Collins never saw him. Fans did. Lister breaks up the pass and then pushes Foster from behind. That'll be a foul on Ryan Lister.
Jack, it's hard to tell if this is just a straight 2-1-2 or if Barton is playing Smith in a box, because Jamar has kind of stayed in that same position at half court. Now he's gone out to get the ball a little bit. But Barton's been following him everywhere he goes.
They tried to force the ball down low, and an errant pass goes out of play. Vikings get it back with 38.1 seconds. You can see the frustration mark on Smith's face a little bit now. Vikings will probably hope for the last shot here. A little bump by Lewison. No harm, no foul. Collins guards Talaferro with 16 seconds left. Through Talaferro's hands, but Barton runs it down. We're down to 10 seconds. Still plenty of time for a last second shot here. There's the clear out, the kick out to Cardamone. He's missed a couple of threes, missed another one. And a foul with 0.4 seconds left. And Mark, I don't care if you're leading by 100, that'll drive a coach crazy.
Yeah, I don't think Dave Allen's too happy about that.
Of course, it doesn't result in any free throws. But it's just the whole idea that drives his coaches nuts. That won't count as the buzzer went off prior to the shot by Lewison. We've completed 3 quarters of play here at Eastern High School, and it's been all Vikings. They lead it 55-24. Back with the fourth quarter right after this.
It is time to return to a place that is strangely familiar.
Where are we?
To a land of shadow and substance.
This is crazy.
To a world of things and ideas.
The Twilight Zone. Twilight Zone. Twilight Zone.
Rod Serling's classic vision is back where it belongs on the only network that can bring it to you. The Twilight Zone.
Big lead for Eastern as we go to the fourth quarter. I'm Jack Hibbert along with Mark Narducci. The Vikings got out to a huge lead in the first quarter and have not looked back. Of course, a lot of that was on a great offensive effort by Justin Barton, but I thought tonight, Mark, defense has really been a factor as the Vikings turned the heat up with some pressure in the opening moments of this ball game. Overbrook didn't respond well, and they've been in a hole ever since.
Jack, 7 first quarter turnovers. It was 26-5 in that first quarter, and that obviously set the tone for things.
Eastern inbounds to start things here in the fourth. Lister has been in there for Mejia, who's shaken up in the third quarter and has not returned.
Darryl Scott back into the game, and I thought he really set the tone defensively. Did a nice job in that first quarter for Eastern.
Talafero off the screen down low to Barton. They moved the ball nicely. And Barton with a layup. He's got a season-high 21 points. Smith with a pull-up jumper. Hardem on the board. Vikings on a fast break. They are outnumbered, but Talafero goes through everybody. Missed an easy layup. Well, I say easy. That's probably a little unfair. He made it look easy. Barton again against Smith. Look at the strength.
I think what's impressive about him is he has not been called for a charge. And a lot of times when refs see a big body like that leaning into somebody, you know, he has great body control.
They try to feed it back to Smith. He does end up with a basketball. Can't get the shot. Now gets the long rebound against Barton. No call. Smith didn't like that. Talafero open for three. A little off the mark. Boards cleared by Lewison. Collins, a 3-on-1 for the Rams, and Smith will go to the line.
That's a nice job that time by Sean Collins on the dish. Overbrook's had so few easy opportunities. Collins really pushed the ball up, gave Overbrook a numbers advantage.
Well, they had a numbers advantage, but even this mark wasn't too pretty. They had a lot of guys bunched in together, but they were able to get it to Smith, who was fouled by Barton. Smith 0 for 2 from the line tonight.
I'll tell you though, from last year to this year, he's improved his perimeter game, and if he can keep doing that, he's certainly going to draw a lot of recruiting interest.
Steal, and again a fast break for the Rams. Good move by Collins. And the Vikings turn it over. Dave Allen looked at Talafero and said, hey, what are we trying to do here? We have a huge lead. What's the hurry? Look at the double team still coming at the Rams. Smith lost the handle on the basketball, and it'll be Eastern ball. 5:52 to go in your ball game. 59-27.
The thing that Eastern showed with how quick it is defensively is the fact that if you put the ball on the floor against them, they're going to come around and really make it difficult.
Barton walked with it. He'll wipe out the basket.
He walked, but he is just getting tremendous body position down low. And the passes into him, that time by Talafero, great job. They're keeping it away from the defender where only the offensive player can get it.
Short jumper missed in there by Woolridge. Loose ball. Barton on the floor. It's still loose. And finally a tie-up called on the possession. It'll go back to Overbrook.
Barton looked like he was recovering a fumble, didn't he, on the football field? Look at that, Jack. They're up by 32, and your big guys diving on the floor for loose ball.
Collins is finally going to get a well-deserved break for Overbrook. And into the ball game for the Rams is Rory Klein. Smith for three, well off the mark. Rebound to Lister. Talafero guarded by Klein. Lister picks up the dribble. He's looking for some help and gets it to Scott. Lister now left wide open. Missed the three. Strong rebound by Smith. Smith running length of the floor. Lost the handle once again. Save over there by Lewison. Ball tipped around, and now Eastern Vikings a 3-on-none. Barton will finish it. Oh, Mark, I thought for a second he was going to come up just a little short.
I thought the rim was going to come down with him.
Timeout called by Overbrook. 4:22 to go. The Viking fans have had lots to cheer about tonight. 61-27, Eastern with the lead.
I think the big guy's a little tired. I think he deserves the rest of the night off.
Yeah, and he is looking a little winded. I tell you, Mark, I thought for a second, you're right, I thought the backboard was coming down because I thought once Barton got up, I didn't know what was going to happen.
It looked like a Darryl Dawkins or something on there, I'll tell you.
Just shows you 290 goes down easier than it goes up.
Well, you know, Eastern has Cherokee next, and under Ron Powell, that's an improved Cherokee team this season. And I think within time, Ron's going to do a really good job with that program. And look at Barton.
Oh, just there. It shook the board a little bit. Shook the building, I think.
How would you like to be the guy, the defensive lineman that has to beat him off the ball next year? It could be a long afternoon for a lot of guys. Hasn't been a long evening for that guy.
Barton, by the way, to the bench with 25 points. Underneath the bucket is good, scored by somebody who's not on our roster. So our apologies to number 12. Not listed on our scorebook tonight. We'll find out who that player is. In the book with 2. Rams have pulled most of their starters. Olazeski in there now, as has Eastern, although Vikings still playing with Scott and Mahey. Mahia now with the basketball back in after being shaken up in that third quarter. Cardamone, who's missed about 3 or 4 in a row from out there, finally cans the 3. Losing the handle on it was Klein. And now Eastern will take care of the rest of their starters. With the final 3:51 being played by reserves on both teams. Of course, the exception is Mahia, who sat out most of that third quarter. Nice performance by this freshman, though. Got a foul away from the ball on number 32, Evan Cardamone. That'll turn it over to the Rams.
Well, Jack, that elusive number 12 is Brandon Banks for Overbrook. Have to have him get his due.
To the line will go Rory Klein. Eastern in the penalty now with 18 fouls.
By the way, we've seen Jamison Young in here. Congratulations to him. He just recently verbal to Villanova, where he's going to be playing football and baseball. All South Jersey linebacker, and has played shortstop at Overbrook. Probably going to be playing center field this year.
Klein gets 1 of 2. Mahia now running a point for Eastern. Gets the ball back. Had an opening. Now will step in. Shot doesn't go. Banks tips the rebound around and ends up into Golizeski's hands. Vikings still trapping out front, even with a 34-point lead. Reverse layup, good for Keenan Allen. Allen, who played a little bit in the first half, has his first points tonight. Mejia called for the foul. And again, as we mentioned, Eastern already over the limit, so a 1-1 upcoming.
In fact, the other thing is on Saturday, Eastern plays Haddonfield, and that's another interesting game. Haddonfield has a big game tonight as we speak at Paulsboro, the defending Colonial champs, with one loss in the conference. Haddonfield had been 8-0 going in. So again, a pretty tough week coming up here for the Vikings. From their perspective, though, they couldn't have started it out any better.
Well, they'll be shaking off a 3-game losing streak in some style tonight. 2 at the line for Lewison. Long 3 off the mark by Allen. Mejia with a rebound. Lob in. It could have been a walk, but Cardamone got away with it. Now here's a steal in the backcourt, but the ball goes out of play off the hands of Jared Brookins.
By the way, this is Eastern's second highest total this season. They scored 92 in a 92-44 win over Delsey in that Delsey tournament that we talked about earlier.
55, Chris Kupchik in the ball game for Eastern.
Yeah, we talk about Barton. Chris Kupchik, another one of those impressive linemen for Larry Ginsburg on the football team, 2-way lineman. Boy, could you imagine Eastern's practice when Kupchik at about 250 and Barton go at it down in the blocks?
Cardamone will get the rest of the night off for the Vikings as he goes to the bench, finishes with 12 tonight. Olacheski with a bucket.
His father, by the way, was a great player on Gloucester High at Jacka. Was on that team that went to the state finals in '71 and lost to Dick Vitale's Rutherford team.
Klein with a runner. He's got 3 off the bench now. Vikings still up by 30.
Well, I think we saw one thing here tonight. That gentleman with the ball is going to be playing a lot for this team, Dominic Mejia.
And I think we're going to hear a lot more from that man before his playing days are done. Lewison missed the dunk. And a whistle. And sent it the other way.
Up, Jack, you know the old saying, the only dunks, good dunks are the ones that go in.
Here with a little stutter step against Lewison. Now kicks it to the outside. Brookins can't hit the 3. Last touch by Eastern.
I think we could officially call this showtime now.
Well, you could have put a fork in this one back about the first quarter, Mark, because it was done then. And this has just sort of all been academic. Klein finds the open man. Chesky can't get it, and it tips out of play. Last touch by the Vikings. Last man off the bench for Eastern, Matt Snyder, is in, a senior. 1:02 to play.
Always like those veterans that don't get much playing time, but still work hard at practice.
There's Snyder. He affected that shot. And Kupchik had the rebound momentarily. He's tied up, and the Vikings will keep it on the possession arrow. 30-point lead for Eastern. As you take a look at big Chris Kupchik. Under a minute to go. There's Here's the outside shot as Snyder takes a whack, can't convert. Lewison on the weak side gets the bucket and he'll go to the line. He missed a dunk moments ago, but he'll get a chance to convert a three-point play here. He has 6 in the ball game. Been perfect at the line so far, 4 of 4.
I think Overbrook will be eager to welcome back Byron Brown.
Yeah, he has been missed tonight, no doubt about it. Vikings lose the handle, so Overbrook gets it back with 29.9 seconds. Lewis in a long three. That's a brick, but the follow is followed up and in by Woolridge, who has 7 here in the second half. Well, there hasn't been a lot of drama in this one, but we think we've got a good one next on tap for you, as Camden will be taking on Bishop Eustace in a rematch of a game that saw Eustace get handled pretty well by Camden. That'll count at the buzzer. Credit the bucket to Pat Smothers, who ends things on a positive note for Eastern. What an evening for the Vikings. After losing 3 in a row, they win impressively here tonight by a final of 69-40. We'll be back to wrap things up from Eastern High School in a moment.
There are some things you just can't afford to miss. Like Discovery News, the only primetime science newscast on television. Discovery News, taking you beyond the obvious and into the science behind the headlines. Discovery News. If you miss it, you miss out. Fridays at 9, Eastern and Pacific. Only on the Discovery Channel.
The Eastern Vikings start fast tonight, never look back. Win an important one here as they even the record at 6-6. One of the big reasons was none other than Justin Barton, who had a career-high 25 points. He's out on the court with Mark Narducci. Mark.
All right, Jack, thank you very much. With Justin Barton. And Justin, you were telling me off camera, the coach had a little strategy. He wanted you to touch the ball a little more tonight.
Yeah, he put in a plan saying that he wanted me to get the ball about 20 times a game. And he felt that I'd be able to, when I catch the ball in the post, be able to kick it back out and we could get our shooters the ball. Like Evan Cardamone and Adam Taufero, who's a great shooter and great football player, as you know. And Dominic Mejia, who was a freshman, he came in and played real great for us. And we got Jared Brookins, who come off the bench and score 15 points any night. And we just got a whole bunch of players that can just come off the bench and just score, score.
You know what impressed me was you're running the court like you're this guard or running back. I mean, you're beating him down the court a couple times.
Yeah, coaches worked real hard and getting me in shape for the basketball season after playing football and everything. And it's a total different game. I mean, you have to be in a different shape and everything. But he's just a great coach. I have to say that because I mean, without him, we wouldn't be who we are. I mean, he's a great coach as in terms of basketball, but he's also a great person to us, and he teaches us things we need to know in life as well as on the basketball court.
Yeah, that's great to hear. I know Coach Allen puts a lot into it. Let me ask you this: your battle with Jamar Smith. I mean, there's one of the better players in South Jersey. You have to be happy because I know you have a lot of respect for Smith.
Yeah, I do. He's an excellent player. I mean, I watched him play before, and I was going to play with him this summer, but something happened with the basketball team. But he's excellent. I mean, I was surprised that he didn't score more. I mean, I thought he was an excellent player, and he is. I mean, he just had an off night, I guess. And coach put in the strategy that would stop him, and the strategy worked. So you got to give it to our coach for that.
Now, it looked almost like a box and one, but you said no, it was more like a 2-1-2 or type of zone, but you looked like you were following Smith everywhere he went.
Yeah, coach told me to kind of try to blanket him so he wouldn't score as many points. Like, I remember I was reading the paper and he scored 41 against Camden, which is, I mean, that's pretty unbelievable. And just like I said before, I know he's a great player. And coach just tried to put in a strategy and it worked.
Hey, Justin, got to ask you about that dunk. We thought we were going to stop the game. The rim was going to come down on that.
Yeah, I slipped a little bit. I was going to try to do something a little bit more special, but, I mean, I was just happy I got down. I'm happy we got the win.
Well, congratulations, Jack. This is a guy, they say he's a football player, but he didn't do too badly on the basketball court here tonight.
Not at all. And as he mentioned, a lot of credit to Coach Dave Allen, who obviously had a plan, and it worked tonight. They got the ball to Barton, and they did the job defensively on Smith, who, in a losing cause, finishes with 11 points tonight. Also in double figures for the Vikings tonight, 12 apiece for the freshman, Dominic Mejia, who, as Mark said, we're going to hear more from, obviously, and also 12 for Evan Cardamone. 28-point lead at halftime for Eastern. They never look back, winning it here by a final of 69-40. We're looking forward to the next contest, and it should be a great one between two great basketball teams. It's Camden and Bishop Eustis. That'll be followed by a girls matchup, Collingswood taking on Haddon Township. We hope you'll make plans to be with us for both of those contests. That'll do it from Eastern tonight. The final score, the Vikings 69, the Overbrook Rams 40. For my partner, Mark Narducci, I'm Jack Hibbert. Thanks for being with us, everybody, and so long.